Hello, everyone. I am Andy Wong. Whether you have just arrived in Australia, have been living in Australia for a while, or are friends who may be planning to travel to Australia, I believe you will know that there are some Australian life apps that can make you more convenient and save more money. In this episode, I will share some experiences of myself and my friends. Yes, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our video, and leave a message for me to listen to. You can also share it with your friends. Okay, so in this episode, we mainly talk about some essential mobile apps in Australia, which include, among others, transportation, daily payment, making money, saving money, etc. What about shopping? How can I get more discounts on life services, and maybe even some information about weather conditions, etc.? I will share with you what I talked about today, right? Just hi. I'm sharing my personal experiences here, and there's no sponsorship involved. Sometimes I also share insights from friends. So if you have any other information or experiences to share, feel free to leave a comment and we can all share together. Many times when going to Australia, of course, everyone feels that they have to drive a car, but of course, that's the case. In many Western countries, it depends on what city you're living in. For example, in Sydney, transit is quite convenient. Sometimes you might drive, other times you can take transit. Here are a few apps that might help you. First up is Oppo Travel, like the Octopus card in Hong Kong. You can use it for train routes, metro, light rail, and buses. So whether you're heading to the Sydney CBD or going to places like the Blue Mountains or further, this card can make things easier for you. Another situation is whether you're driving or taking transit, planning your trip, or walking to find places. Google Maps and Apple Maps can help. In fact, you can use the Oppo card to pay for metro, even the light rail and buses. So in fact, if you are as close as the CBD in Sydney or to places like Blue Mountain or even further away, this card can actually be convenient for you. Of course, another situation is whether you drive a car or not. When it comes to taking public transport, planning your trip, or even walking to find places, Google Maps and Apple Maps can really help everyone out. Well, this is actually common because you may use these different map tools more often when driving. Actually, there is another one. It's about this feeling of NSW check if you're in this state of NSW. So just look at the petrol stations nearby that you want to get gas from and listen to their conversation. What's the price today? What's the water level? What's the change? I'll leave it to you to decide. After all, I want to go somewhere to get some fuel. And the other thing is to take public transportation. Sometimes I have to make a decision early on. After all, I don't want to change my car, but I would rather take transportation. Maybe it's fine. You need to know that there are such things as trip, field transit, and these apps will let you hear the real-time information of the traffic. Well, especially, everyone will have heard that trains often have some different industrial actions or some special circumstances, and the situation is good. There is a chance that maybe there are some delays in traffic conditions. So sometimes before the work is over, everyone will check which one is it. Public transportation is arranged. In Hong Kong, everyone uses ride-hailing apps like Uber, Didi, and 13 Cabs. These apps are convenient, and choice depends on personal discounts. Consider if you have kids. In Australia, especially NSW, kids under 8 need booster seats. Didi and Uber can arrange this, but taxes are easier. This is important for safety and avoiding issues with transport regulations. One situation that often gets overlooked is whether you have kids with you. Because in Australia, especially in NSW, if you have children under 8 years old, or even younger kids, there are often requirements for babysitting or booster seats. Usually, both Didi and Uber have these requirements. Of course, you can ask them, but it may be easier to arrange. The opportunities will be smaller, but taxis are usually relatively cheap, so it will be easier to book a taxi. There are such things as the seating arrangements for children. How important is such a thing? Because, in addition to talking about life safety, the other thing is, what if just in case you get out of the car and find that you have not followed these traffic regulations? So, there's actually a chance you could get fined for that. In Australia, when doing these money transactions, fewer people actually use cash. They use the easy payments most of the time. The only thing that is the same is that sometimes I am not used to it. Is it when they use the easy payments? There is also such a thing as surcharge. So, it varies individually, but banks need transfers, payments, and managing your accounts. The apps from the big four banks are common and widely used. Some handle currency exchange and international transfers, with services like Wise used. There are also P2P transfers, like Australia's Venmo. Banks and fintechs have apps, so research them. For living or shopping in Australia, apps help you shop smarter. Supermarkets like Coles or Woolworths are common. ALDI is also mentioned. Apps help compare prices and find deals. Count quickly, so it's just be missed, yes, then these are all. Okay. One example is that there are many different banks and many different fintech platforms that have their own different apps or different services, so you can spend some time researching them. As for life in Australia, or when you go shopping, there are actually some apps that may make you smarter about what you buy, or make your purchases more worthwhile. Of course, if you talk about daily life, it is so natural for people to go to the supermarket. You will often see it, maybe close at Willis, or even sometimes some friends will call OLD so on, and so on. In fact, it can be in the app, but you can compare the different ones. Hey, is there any discount at home? In fact, because they all have some membership features, maybe the membership is not just the ones that have special offers in their supermarkets. Sometimes there may be some companies that they work with their own gas stations or even other companies that sell other products of home companies so they can save points together. Rewards are crucial in shopping, sometimes even exchangeable for flight tickets. Keep an eye out. For instance, shopping at Target, Kmart, or Big W might have interconnected membership or points programs. Bargains often come with strong discounts. Before shopping, check for coupon points. When paying or dining, you might see cash rewards programs like Shopback in Hong Kong, offering promotions and gift cards. These help save money and be a savvy spender. Tip: utilize cash rewards like Shopback. Watch for opportunities. That's because there might be some really strong discounts inside. A lot of times, when people go shopping, they check to see if there are any coupon points available before deciding to make a purchase. Once you've made your shopping decisions, when it comes time to make a payment, or if you're at a restaurant, you might often see different cash rewards. For example, something that people in Hong Kong often see is Shopback. You might notice that there are different promotions going on, and sometimes, aside from paying right away, you can buy gift cards. These are pretty common for shopping. Also, try to save money or use some savvy shopping apps. That's one tip to keep in mind. Besides making good use of cash rewards like Shopback, remember to keep an eye out for these opportunities. Every Wednesday, you can check out the supermarket to see what special deals they have for that week. Another set of apps related to daily life are food delivery platforms. People in Hong Kong use them often, like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Hungry Panda. Especially with Hungry Panda, it offers more Chinese food. You can compare deals. Additionally, it's important to have apps to book medical appointments. You might need to see a doctor or dentist, and platforms like HotDoc or Health Engine can help. These apps save time. Airtasker is also useful. In Australia, you might need help with chores, moving, or repairs. Check Airtasker for available help. Well, I think it's very important to live in Australia. Well, always, sometimes you have to make an appointment with a doctor. That is, when a family doctor makes an appointment with a GP or even a dentist, you can pay attention to whether those doctors have joined them. They are hot dogs, health engines, etc. These are some medical apps that can help you make appointments. In fact, hey, it saves a lot of time. In addition, it is an air tasker because in foreign countries and in Australia, there are actually times when you suddenly need help from someone. Except for household chores, moving, or even repairs, you can actually check the air. Are there any friends in these apps like Tusker who can help? Well, in Australia, there are other similar apps called official ones, or some weather report apps, which I think are quite important. For example, just like the example above, for example, selling golf, my ID, Centerlink, auto, etc. These are things that you often use, whether it is taxes, Medicare, driving licenses, or other government services. So I think it is even more convenient to have this app on your mobile phone. That's it. It should be this kind of app. Usually everyone will understand it. And friends who have used it will know that, maybe it is useful. And it may be necessary to use B. So you can feel it for yourself. The other thing is usually the official app, which is the service center in NSW. Maybe even parents sometimes use their parent app. B's and other things are what you see frequently. And the other thing is about some with the reports and some calls. Hey, that's right. Will there be any fire? Or what are the dangerous weather apps, BOM, Harris, or fire near me? I think they are all important. For example, if it is too hot, sometimes you can predict whether there will be a sudden power outage in your area. Yes, or maybe it's because of the hot weather fire, or whatever. It's good for you to travel, so you should check it regularly. Even if these apps come out, they may even become a lifestyle habit. Just like every day, I will look up early, look at the day, and maybe even look before I go out. These apps may provide me with a lot of different help because, it's always the case. The weather in Australia changes a lot, so that's why. It's true, it's worth paying attention to. Those apps, they are from my and friends' experiences. You often see practical Australian apps on mine. Please leave comments and share essential apps or websites. In Australia, knowing people is more important than things. We say this because experiences matter. Ask friends for practical advice. They may know reliable people to help. Besides tech, ask friends for help. Today is a personal share, not formal. Choose apps based on your needs. Thanks. You may ask your friends around you. They can provide you with some more eclectic methods, or you may even go to some professional ones. In some cases, they may find some more professional and trustworthy people who can help you. So what? In addition to knowing how to apply technology, we also need to remember that we can ask our friends around us if they have any helpers. Well, what about today's teaching sharing? It's purely personal information sharing, and the details are not involved. So remember, choose the right apps based on your personal needs and preferences. Thanks, everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy Wong. I'm one of the few people here in Australia and Hong Kong who is licensed or qualified to help local clients and companies with diversified investments, like my years of experience with US stocks, Australian stocks, SMSFs, ETFs, and so on. I hope to share my investment and life experiences with the Chinese community in Australia and Hong Kong through this YouTube channel. If you're interested in having a one-on-one chat with me, you can book a time through the link below the video or in the channel's content. Schedule a time with me. Thanks for your support. Remember to leave a comment, give a thumbs up, and share. Our teaching share doesn't include any investment advice. So, before you make any decisions, remember to consult the relevant licensed professionals for advice. Thanks a lot.